In this video, we are going to recall linear equations in two variables, which you learned last year. General form of a linear equation, solution of a linear equation. Then this year we will be learning about pair of linear equations. Then solution of a pair of linear equations, graphical method of solving a pair of linear equations, consistency of equations, the different types of questions that can be associated with graph. First, the general form of a linear equation. Let's recall. That is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. It means there is an x term, there is a y term, and a constant term, and the right hand side is equal to 0. The coefficient of x and the coefficient of y should not be 0. An example, 2x minus 6y plus 5 is equal to 0. When we compare these coefficients with that of the general form, we get a equal to 2, b equal to minus 6, and c is equal to 5. Now solution, it's a pair of values, one for the variable x and the other for the variable y, which satisfies the equation. Let's take this equation, x plus y is equal to 5. X equal to 2, y equal to 3 is a solution because when we substitute x equal to 2 and y equal to 3 in the equation, we get 2 plus 3 equals to 5. So this pair of values satisfies the given equation. So we call it as a solution. Then we last year learned a linear equation in two variables has infinitely many solutions. The reason is, if I give a value for x, for example 4, you can immediately find another value 1. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. So for every given value of y, you can find a corresponding value of y so that the sum of these two numbers will be 5. That is why we say a linear equation in two variables has infinitely many solutions. Then we learned the graph of a linear equation in two variables is a straight line, and we also learned how to draw the graph of a linear equation in two variables. Then every solution represents a point on the graph. That means 2 and 3. This pair is a solution of this equation. So when you plot this point on the graph, this will be a point on the graph of this equation. Also, you take any point on the graph, that will definitely be a solution of this equation. We can see that with the help of a graph. This is actually the graph of the equation x plus y is equal to 5. And we have marked a number of points on this graph. -2, 7 is a point on this graph. And when we substitute this in the equation, -2 plus 7 is equal to 5. So this is a solution, and we are observing that the solution is lying on the graph of the equation. So let us try the remaining points which are marked on this graph. -1, 6, 0, 5, 1, 4, 2, 3. You add any pair, you add the values of any of these pairs, you will be getting the sum as 5. So we are observing two facts from this, that every solution of this equation will be a point on the graph. And now if I take a point on the graph, for example 1, 4, and that point will definitely be satisfying this equation. So these are the 2 points corresponding to graph of a linear equation in 2 variables. Now, we are coming to the 10th standard portion, pair of linear equations. The new word is pair. We already know linear equations. Now we are going to deal with pair of linear equations. When we take two linear equations together, we call them a pair of linear equations. A pair consists of two linear equations. Let's take an example. One equation is x plus y is equal to 5. The other is x minus y is equal to 1. Observing it about the graph of the equations, we already saw the graph of x plus y is equal to 5. So you in class 9th, you learn how to draw the graph of a linear equation. So here I am showing the graph of the first equation x plus y equal to 5 and the graph of the second equation x minus y is equal to 1. Now let's discuss few things about this pair of equations. When we have drawn the graph of one equation, we know every point on this line represents a solution of the equation. So this equation has infinitely many solutions. The second equation also has infinitely many solutions. Now we can see that this is a point, rather this is the only point which lies on both the graphs. So this is a point which is a solution of both the equations. So coming to solution of a pair of linear equations, the solution which satisfies both the equations. And let us see which is that point. This is the point of intersection. We identify the x-coordinate of that is 3, and also the y-coordinate of that, which is 2. So 3, 2 is the common solution of this pair of linear equations. And if we substitute in both the equations, 3 plus 2 equal to 5, and you also get 3 minus y equal to 1. So this is the pair of values which satisfies both the given equations. So we call this as the solution of this pair of equations. This can also be written as coordinates, x coordinate as 3 and y coordinate as 2. Now, coming to general form of a pair of linear equations. As we are dealing with a pair of linear equations, the first one we are denoting as a1x. We just give the suffix 1. a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0. And these two coefficients should not be 0. Second one, a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. Again, the coefficients of x and y should not be 0. Because if the coefficient of x in the equation is 0, then this term will vanish and this will have only one variable y. Just like that, if the other coefficient b2 is 0, this term will not be there, then this equation will have only one variable x. So these additional conditions are also specified along with the general form of linear equations. Now, for the graph of a pair of linear equations, there are three possibilities. That is, we are thinking of the ways in which two lines can be drawn. The first one line, second line. Here, the two lines intersect at a point. We call the lines as intersecting lines. Second case, one line is drawn, the second line is also drawn, and they are parallel lines. The third possibility, I am drawing the first line. Now watch how the second line is being drawn. When the second line is drawn, it's clearly falling exactly on the first line. So one line is falling on the other line. We say that these lines are coincident lines. Now, based on these three graphical situations, we can conclude few points. First one, as these two lines are intersecting, there is only one point which satisfies both the equations. So this will have one solution and only one solution. We say that when the lines are intersecting, the equations will have a unique solution. Unique solution. That means one and only one solution. Here, no point of the first line is a point of the other. That is, these two lines do not have any point in common. So there is no value which will be satisfying both the equations. So such a pair of equations will have no solution. And the third one, we saw that both the lines are coinciding. Both the lines are exactly same. So if we take any point of the first line, that will also be a point on the second line. And that is true for every point on these lines. That means whichever solutions are there for the first equation, all those points will be solutions of the second equation also. And we know that for the first one, there are infinitely many solutions. So all those infinitely many solutions are solutions of the second one also. So when the lines are coincident, the equations have infinitely many solutions. How do we get the solution of a pair of linear equations? Let us just summarize the procedure. The method involved in it is observing it. The first step is to prepare the solution tables for both the given equations. Then draw the graph of both the equations. Then identify the coordinates of the point of intersection of both the lines. And this point, rather, the x coordinate and y coordinate of this common point will be the solution of this pair of equations. Now, solve the equations means finding the common solution. So whenever the question is to solve the equations graphically, you will have to find the common solution of both the equations. For the graph of a pair of linear equations, there are three possibilities. That we have already discussed. Where the lines are intersecting, we observe that it has a unique solution. When the lines are parallel, it has no solution. When the lines are coincident, it has infinitely many solutions. Now, based on this number of solutions, these are the two cases where the equations have a solution. Here there is only one solution, and here there are infinitely many solutions. So whenever the equations have at least one solution, we say that the pair of equations is consistent. Consistent equations. And the remaining case, when the equations have no solution, we say that that pair of equations is inconsistent. So we have come to know about two more terms, consistent equations and inconsistent equations. Consistent equations have at least one solution. Inconsistent equations will have no solution at all. Now, with the help of this question, we will be discussing about all the types of questions that can be associated with graph of linear equations. There are some words which are highlighted in each part of the question. First, solve the equations graphically with the help of graphs. So the first part, the equations are x minus y. I wrote it for convenience as x minus y equal to minus 1. The other one, 3x plus 2y is equal to 12. And last year itself you learned how to find minimum 3 solutions for the given equation. So we have to first prepare the solution table of the first equation. Let me take that equation. Here is the table. X and y are written in two lines. I am assigning one value for 3. Now you will find a value for y so that 3 minus that number is equal to minus 1. So that has to be 4. Like that, you will find the second pair of solution, third solution. So we have 3 solutions ready for the first graph. Let's keep the solution table ready for the second equation also. X and y. I'm giving one value 2. So we put here 3 into 2 becomes 6. And we know that 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. So for 2y to be equal to 6, y must take the value 3. So the first solution is 2, 3. Like that, you will find the remaining 2 solutions also. So we have prepared the solution tables for both the given equations. Now let's take the graph paper. Let's plot the points of the first equation one by one. The first solution is 3, 4. So let us mark that 3, 4. Next is 2, 3. 2, 3. Next, 1, 2. 1, 2. And we can ensure that this graph is going to be correct because when we marked the points corresponding to the 3 solutions, they are all falling on the same straight line. Now we will draw the graph of it. And immediately I'll write the equation also of that line. So the first graph is ready. Now the second one, the first point 2, 3. 2, 3, which is already marked. 4, 0. 4, 0. This y coordinate is 0. So this is a point on the x-axis itself. Then 0, 6. 0, 6. Now these 3 points are also falling on the same straight line. So let us join them. And the equation of this line is 3x plus 2y equal to 12. And our task was to solve the equations. That means you have to find the solution which satisfies both the equation. And this is the point where the two lines are intersecting. So that point actually represents the solution of the pair of equations. So let us identify the x coordinate. X coordinate is 2 and y coordinate is 3. So the solution is x equal to 2, y equal to 3. So the first part is over. We solve the equations by drawing the graph of both the equations. Second, determine the coordinates of the vertices of the triangle. Vertices means corners of the triangle formed by these lines and the x-axis. So for that, we will see which are the points where these lines are cutting the x-axis. This line is cutting the x-axis over here. Second line is cutting the x-axis at this point. So on this base, there is a triangle formed between the lines and the x-axis. Let us identify that triangle. This is the triangle. Now it has got three vertices. This, and this. So as per the question, we have to write the coordinates of the vertices. So this one is -1, 0. This will be 4, 0. And this is 2, 3. 2, 3. Now moving to the third part. Shade the triangular region. We have already identified the triangle. Now we are going to shade that. Now fourth part. Find the area of the triangle so formed. We have to find the area of this triangle. And we know that for finding the area of a triangle, we need the base and the altitude, or the base and height. Area of the triangle is given by half BH. Now here, this will be treated as the base of the triangle. So for that, you will identify the number of units from here till here. This is actually 4 units and 1 unit to the left. So totally 5 units. Now the height of this triangle is the perpendicular distance of the triangle from the third vertex. That is exactly this much, which is 3 units. And once we know the base and height, we can substitute and calculate. It comes to 15 by 2, which is 7.5 square units. So here we were dealing with the triangle that is formed with the x-axis. Now let us discuss an extra part of it. Had the question been to find the area of the triangle formed by the lines with the y-axis. So this is the part of the y-axis that is determining a triangle. So we are identifying the triangle so formed. Now for calculating the area of this triangle, you take the part of the y-axis which acts as the base of the triangle. So from 1 to 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. 5 units is the base, and this perpendicular distance is the height of the triangle. So from here till here it is 1, 2 units. So the area of this triangle will be half into 5 into 2, which is equal to 2 and 2 are getting cancelled, and you're getting it as 5 square units.